And I think most importantly is, regardless of all these other things, I think the quickest way to do this is to make sure that there's accountability for what it's costing us to get this food to your plate. There has to be something that I call an eco factor or an eco tax and a health risk tax. And here's how it should work. Okay, everybody knows this. Everybody knows the nutrition fact label. Many of us don't. Many of you probably don't use it. You probably rip right through that, eat whatever's inside. But actually, this is put there for a purpose. It doesn't really display everything that I would like to display. You can see this is ground beef. It shows you that half the calories are from fat. That's not so good. It doesn't say that's not so good. Most of the calories are from saturated fat. And there's even some trans fat. That's all just not so good at all. But you don't see a not so good written on there. It's got cholesterol in it. We don't need any more of that. But it has a lot of protein. So some people might look at that and say, well, that's a good deal. Well, it doesn't say that according to thousands of researchers, that type of protein, in fact, is not good for you or the planet. But that's what you get. Now, I think that everybody should know, while they're looking at this, they should be able to know the reality of what's happening. We should have this attached to it. So when you look at this on the left, you'll have this attached, and I think it should be in red. And I think that you should have an eco factor and a health risk factor. What's that? Well, I thought it should be on a scale from minus 100 to 100. Minus 100 being the worst it could possibly be for you or our environment. And each and every food product that you buy or eat in the restaurant, they should let you know, in this case, ground beef has an eco factor of minus 98 and a health risk factor of minus 92. Why? Well, because I don't know too many things that will do much worse for our environment than this beef, so I gave it a minus 98. Similarly with health risk. But at least you'd be able to see, wouldn't you, that what it's doing to get it to your plate, and then once you eat it, what it might do afterwards. And I don't think this is enough either. Because usually in America, and in the world in general, money talks. So I think many people would just kind of cover that up or not look at it and eat it anyway. So I think this is what we should do. I think we actually have to have the cost fixed on it. This is going to be what you normally would see when you buy your animal product. I want to point out, isn't it interesting that they have all this information in red now about safe handling to make sure you don't contract one of the many diseases we just talked about? You would never see this red disclaimer on a package of broccoli, would you? No, unless it was contaminated by a meat product sitting right next to it. So getting back to the price, this is a package of beef, and it's around $4 a pound. But is that really the true cost? What if this was grown in the High Plains state area? What if, which it could have been, very easily could have been. Half of all the cattle in the United States are grown there. What if it was grown in a rainforest, which it very easily could have been? And this package created the destruction of 200 to 300 square feet of thousands and thousands of year-old ancient rainforests. What should the price be of that? Well, it certainly wouldn't be $12, would it now? No. So here's what I think it should be. You walk by the aisle and you might see a patty that was formed for you, so that might cost a little more. And some ground beef, you can do what you want to, it costs a little less on the right. And now the cost has this true eco cost, health risk cost affixed to it. My style. So the cost of the quarter pounder here is $4,000, that's not a period, it's a comma, $4,190 for that. And the cost of the true cost of the non-formed quarter pounder would be $3,000, that's not a period, $3,990. And I think that's a steal. This is probably, we probably saw this at Myers or some, maybe a discount butcher shop or something. Because what should the cost be? Do we have a cost that we can put on all the species of land, all the species of animals, the land that was used, the pristine glacier water from Ogallala? No, it's invaluable. How can you put a price of invaluableness on this? Well, you can't, but it should have some price. There might be still some people that will buy this, but it would certainly help solve the problem, wouldn't it?